What happens when discipline becomes your entire identity and mastery becomes the only language you speak? To understand Roronoa Zoro, we must look beyond the surface image of a swordsman chasing strength. Many people see Zoro as a warrior obsessed with becoming the world's greatest swordsman. But that explanation is incomplete. Zoro's discipline is not simply ambition, it is a philosophy of existence. For Zoro, mastery is not just a goal, it is a way to impose order on a chaotic world. In a universe filled with unpredictable enemies, betrayal, and shifting alliances, discipline becomes the one constant he can rely on. His training, his routines, his relentless pursuit of strength. These are not merely preparations for battle. They are the framework through which he defines who he is. Zoro's story begins with a promise. As a child, he trained alongside Kuina, a rival who matched his determination and talent. Their competition was not driven by hatred, but by mutual respect and shared aspiration. Together they dreamed of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world. But that dream was shattered when Kuina died unexpectedly. The loss was abrupt, unfair, and deeply destabilizing. For many people, such a tragedy might have destroyed motivation. For Zoro, it had the opposite effect. Kuina's death transformed their shared dream into a solitary burden. The promise he made to her, to become the world's greatest swordsman, became a sacred obligation. From that moment forward, mastery was no longer optional. It was the only way to honor the past. This event reveals something critical about Zoro's psychology. His discipline is rooted in loyalty. Loyalty to promises, loyalty to memory, loyalty to a version of himself that cannot afford to break. When people observe Zoro training relentlessly, pushing his body beyond exhaustion, enduring pain that would break most individuals, they often interpret it as ambition. But Zoro's drive is deeper than ambition. It is devotion. Every repetition, every scar, every victory and defeat reinforces a promise he refuses to abandon. Another fascinating dimension of Zoro's character is his relationship with pain. Most people instinctively avoid suffering. Pain signals danger and encourages retreat. Zoro, however, approaches pain differently. To him, pain is confirmation that he is moving forward. It is evidence that he is approaching the limits of his current strength. This perspective transforms suffering into a tool rather than an obstacle. Pain becomes part of the training process, a language that communicates progress. This psychological framework explains one of Zoro's defining traits, his extraordinary tolerance for hardship. He does not simply endure pain, he masters it, using it as a guide to push beyond his limits. He integrates it into his philosophy of growth. When he loses battles, he does not collapse into despair. Instead, defeat becomes information. It tells him where he is weak and where he must improve. In this sense, Zoro represents a powerful philosophy of mastery. Progress is not measured by comfort, but by confrontation with one's limitations. However, Zoro's discipline is not purely self-focused. His loyalty extends beyond personal goals and into his role within the crew of Monkey D. Luffy. While Zoro's dream is individual, to become the greatest swordsman, he willingly subordinates that dream to the larger mission of the crew. This creates an interesting paradox. A man obsessed with personal mastery chooses to place himself in service of another person's dream. That decision reveals something profound about Zoro's character. His discipline is not ego-driven. It is relational. Zoro understands that true strength is not only about personal achievement, but about protecting the people who rely on you. His loyalty to Luffy is not blind obedience, it is a deliberate commitment. Zoro recognizes leadership when he sees it, and he chooses to support it completely. In many ways, Zoro acts as the stabilizing force within the crew, the embodiment of unwavering resolve. When chaos erupts, when doubt spreads, when enemies threaten to fracture unity, Zoro's presence restores balance. The famous moment when Zoro silently accepts unimaginable pain to protect Luffy illustrates this philosophy perfectly. He does not seek recognition, gratitude, or sympathy. In fact, he actively hides his sacrifice. This behavior reflects a deeper belief. True loyalty does not demand applause, it simply fulfills its duty. But Zoro's obsession with mastery also carries a subtle psychological cost. When identity becomes tied to discipline, failure can feel catastrophic. If strength defines who you are, then weakness becomes an existential threat. This pressure explains why Zoro reacts so intensely to defeat. Losing a battle is not merely losing a fight. It feels like betraying his promise, betraying Kuina's memory, and betraying the identity he has constructed around mastery. This internal pressure fuels his relentless training. Zoro cannot afford complacency, because complacency would undermine the promise that defines his life. In psychological terms, his discipline functions as both motivation and defense mechanism. It protects him from confronting the possibility that his dream might be unreachable. Another fascinating angle is Zoro's relationship with simplicity. While many characters in the world of pirates pursue wealth, influence, or fame, Zoro's goals remain remarkably focused. He does not chase luxury or recognition. His world revolves around two things: swords and promises. This simplicity is not ignorance. It is intentional minimalism. By eliminating distractions, Zoro concentrates all energy on mastery. This mindset reflects an ancient philosophical principle often associated with warrior traditions. Clarity of purpose creates power. When a person defines their mission with absolute precision, decision-making becomes effortless. Every action either moves you closer to mastery or it does not. Zoro lives according to this binary framework. Yet despite his intense discipline, Zoro is not devoid of humanity. His loyalty to the crew reveals humor, camaraderie, and emotional depth. These moments remind us that discipline does not eliminate connection. It can actually strengthen it. Zoro's reliability creates trust. His consistency makes him someone others can depend on in moments of uncertainty. In the broader philosophical context, Zoro represents a timeless archetype, the warrior of commitment. In many cultures, stories celebrate individuals who dedicate themselves completely to a single craft. Whether swordsmen, artists, philosophers, or athletes, these figures embody the idea that greatness requires sacrifice. Zoro illustrates the beauty and burden of that path. Ultimately, the story of Roronoa Zoro is not just about swordsmanship. It is about identity built through discipline. It is about loyalty that transforms ambition into duty. And it is about the psychological power of a promise strong enough to guide a lifetime of choices. Zoro teaches us that mastery is not achieved in a single moment of victory. It is forged through thousands of quiet decisions. The decision to train when others rest, the decision to endure when others retreat, and the decision to remain loyal when circumstances become difficult. In a world defined by chaos, unpredictability, and shifting alliances, Zoro chooses a different path: absolute commitment. And through that commitment, he demonstrates a powerful truth. Sometimes, the strongest people are not those who chase many dreams, but those who refuse to abandon the one dream that defines them.